Hi guys, ACCA right now is one of the most popular choices for students in the commerce stream. In this video, I just want to talk about why ACCA is one of the most popular courses out there for commerce students to take up and why they are taking it up. Hi guys, I'm Rushil. I'm a part of the academics team here at Zell Education. And at Zell, we have trained hundreds and thousands of students for the ACCA course. Some of them have gone on to become world rankers in their respective subjects. We also train for other professional accounting and finance courses such as CFA, CPA, CMA, and Diploma in IFRS. If this is the first time you're coming across one of our YouTube videos, I would urge you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. That would keep you up to date with everything happening in the world of accounting and finance and everything relevant to these sorts of courses. So why are commerce graduates moving towards ACCA? So guys, understand that the commerce students have a few limited industries or sectors that they can get into. Now, the quickest or the most traditional courses that will get you to these, industries or these workplaces are probably an Indian chartered accountant. But the rigors of the Indian chartered accountancy course are sort of repelling people away from the chartered accountancy course. Now, you might have a friend or a family member who's pursuing the CA course. The rigors of it are such that you'll have to study 10-12 hours a day. The exams are difficult. You have to achieve an aggregate score plus an individual score to pass the examination. So naturally, people started looking out for other courses which are basically equivalent to the Indian CA and that can get them to these desired industries and jobs very quickly. So then came about courses like ACCA and CPA. Well, the topic of this video is mainly ACCA, so I will stick to that. So then came about courses like ACCA, which are essentially training you for the same subjects and the same sort of understanding that a CA needs to have, but in a much more shorter duration and with a lot of flexibility. So allow me to explain. When I talk about the chartered accountancy course or the CA course, you will have to give at least one group at a time, which consists of multiple papers. Sometimes, the scope of the coverage of these books is extremely vast, which makes it a very difficult exam to crack. I'm sure all of you all know that the CA pass rates are usually in the single digits. Sometimes, if you're lucky, it goes to 10 or 11%, not a number higher than that. Well, when it comes to ACCA, the beauty of this course is that you appear for one exam every quarter or one exam at a time. If you want to do it quicker, if you feel like you have an aptitude to do it even faster, of course, it provides you that flexibility. But essentially, you're appearing for one paper at a time. At the same time, you're getting all the knowledge and all the information that a CA would. Okay, that is point number one. You just give one paper at a time compared to one group at a time where you need to pass each exam and get a score on aggregate, which makes it fairly easy to pass. Number two is the format of the exam. Now, when you're writing a CA exam, first of all, it is a written examination where you're literally writing your exam on a piece of paper with a pen. ACCA exams are fully computerized. Certain papers have sections of the exam which are purely MCQs, multiple choice questions, where you'll have a question, choose an option, move on. There are certain papers where, a paper like an SBL, which is Strategic Business Leader, where they'll give you a real life case study sort of a scenario and you have to write a justification for it. Now, the beauty of this is there is no right or wrong answer when you're justifying or when you're giving out a reasoning. What they more look at is your ability to think, find creative solutions and things of that sort. The ACCA papers are extremely practical in nature compared to the CA papers. That's point number two. Now, number three is the global average pass rates. So on average, I've already mentioned that CA has a pass rate of around 8 to 11%, somewhere in that range. Well, each paper of ACCA has a pass rate, the global pass rate of around 50%, meaning 5 out of 10 students who write every single paper will pass. Now, institutes like Zell are able to further boost this pass rate for our students, given the fact that we've been training candidates for years on exactly what you can expect in these examinations. So that's point number three. People generally look for an easier alternative. ACCA does, boost your chances of becoming a chartered accountant. So I'm sure all of you all already know, but ACCA is basically the global chartered accountancy or is equal to a global chartered accountancy. Guys, point number four is if you look at a few years ago, maybe say 6, 7, 8 years ago, the recognition for a course like ACCA in the market, in the Indian market specifically, was not that high because companies were not truly recognizing ACCA as an equal to the CA. Well, this scenario has changed in the last few years. Multinational companies, they are based out of any country and they have their operations in India, they have their business in India, would need ACCAs on board to consolidate their accounts to work on the finance teams. So this has changed massively in the last few years, where the scope of an ACCA is similar to that of a CA. So it also gives you wider opportunities, not just in the Indian market where the CA course or the CA fraternity is limited to, but ACCA gives you a wider scope throughout the world. ACCA is recognized in 180 countries. And just for your knowledge, ACCA mainly trains you for IFRS, which is the International Financial Reporting Standards. Okay, guys, the next point I want to drill home is the duration it takes to complete this course. So if you compare it to your traditional CA, a traditional CA for an average student would take anywhere between 4 to 6 years to complete. And that is if you're a good student, a fairly good student, and above average student. For ACCA is basically split into three different levels. You can get through all three levels in the space of about 2.5 years. Again, talking about an average student. If you're slightly above average, you can get it done quicker. So the duration also makes it a very interesting choice for the commerce students, where, okay, I have started my graduation. By the time I complete my graduation, I can get it done within 2.5 years. If you're already someone who's graduated, this duration further comes down to you because you get certain exemptions from the ACCA body. Guys, the final point I want to talk about, which makes ACCA a go-to course for commerce graduates, is the work experience. Now, CA requires you to do a mandatory articleship after you've completed your inter level, I think, before you can appear for your final level of examinations. ACCA, any work experience that you do before, during, or after will count as relevant work experience for you to get your membership with the ACCA body. Guys, these are some pointers which has made a course like ACCA a go-to for commerce students. It's the duration, it's the difficulty of the course, it is scope. These pointers make it an extremely attractive course for commerce graduates. Guys, understand that this is in no way me saying that an ACCA is better than a chartered accountancy course. Chartered accountancy course is one of the most well recognized courses in our country, but ACCA is giving options and solutions to students who don't quite want to go through the rigors of a chartered accountant while enjoying the same status as a chartered accountant in India and globally. So guys, with that being said, I believe I've covered every single pointer I wanted to cover in this particular video. Any questions that I have left unanswered, any questions that you have in your mind, please leave them in the comments below. Our experts will reach out to you. Alternatively, I think we'll leave a number in the description box below where you can give us a call and our counselors will guide you for these courses. And yeah, thank you for watching.